Hello folks, I'm at a spot that I affectionately call the Dream Field, or the Field of Dreams. I use them interchangeably. And I came out here last year and had the dig of a lifetime. A bunch of Indians, 2 nickels, 2 buffs, some wheats, just a slew of coins. Today, I am that far from my car, literally first hole. Pretty sure it's an Indian. I'll get it cleaned up and we'll be right back. You'll have to forgive the noise because it is always windy out here. But yep, there it is. First hole, 1900 on the dot. Indian head scent. On to the next beep. Out of this hole right here, I pulled what appears to be a little button with kind of a floral design. I'll take it. On to the next beep. And the next hole, got a Winchester model 16 gauge. Oh, that's a weird one. You don't hear about 16 gauge very often. It is a shotgun head stamp. Very cool. On to the next beep. In this next hole, I had a screaming target, so I knew it was big iron. But I'm not quite sure what this is. I mean, this field has been farmed for years, so it could be a piece of farm implement. Or with this kind of design right through here, my head goes to like a stool or something that a student would sit on, because this did have a school on it from the 1870s up until it was abandoned by 1955. So it is entirely possible that that's a piece of a student's desk. All right, on to the next beep. And this hole right here, I found a spent cartridge. I'll have to get it cleaned up and figure out what caliber it is. It looks, it's hard to tell if it's a rifle that's been sliced in half by the plow, or if it's a longer pistol round. So I'll have to do some research. But until then, on to the next beep. And this next hole, I had a pretty loud 67, spiked all the way up to 77, 80 on the AT Pro, and it looks like I found a lighter. I'll take it. On to the next beep. In this hole, I had a lovely sounding 7780 signal, so another Indian signal, possibly wheat. And I have it right here. You can see it right there. I will get this cleaned up, and let's see what it is. Well, I got it cleaned up a little bit. Turned out to be a wheatie, 1910. So, second year wheat scent out of here. I have dug some earlier wheaties out of this field before, so I really haven't dug anything newer than, like, I think a 27 buff was my newest coin that I've dug out of this field. So expect to see more coins around this vintage. On to the next beep. And in this hole, some kid 100 years ago lost their toe tap. That thing is tiny. I mean, look at that. 2.5 of my fingers. Little itty bitty kid's shoe. On to the next beep. And in this next hole, I was just thinking about these because I found a couple out here before, but I found an accordion reed. And I did get it cleaned up enough to see that it is a C note accordion reed. Yeah, I'll get better pics of it later, but until then, on to the next beep. Now I started laughing just a second ago because I'm like, there's no way. It's gotta be junk, it's way too loud. Nope, I just gotta love these plowed fields. I think it's gonna be an Indian. Let me get it cleaned up a little bit. Well, I got it cleaned up enough to get an ID, but it is not an Indian. Forgive my camera work. I believe it's a 1917 wheat penny. But she's pretty toasty, but I'll take it home and clean it up a bit better and then see what we've got. On to the next beep. Well, it's starting to get dark out, but just flipped this out of the hole. Some sort of plated button. It's got some letters on the front, and on to the next beep. So after digging a lot of aluminum foil balls in the upper 40s on the AT Pro, I finally got a 52 to 53 on the AT Pro, and I go, that's gonna be a nickel, and finally it is. Come on now, focus now. It is getting dark. The camera on the phone here is just not doing it justice. I pulled out a 1906 V-nickel. This is my third V-nickel I've pulled out of this field, and my third V-nickel of all time. On to the next beep. Back at the dream field, and I'm yelling because it's a little windy, so forgive the wind and the volume of my voice. I had a pretty good signal here, and it did clean up a bit. I'm going to see if I can find it. I located it over there and picked it out. It's a little brass ring. Very cool. On to the next beep. This next hole had a jumpy mid-tone. It would spike to high sometimes. Thought it was a button for the shank broke off, but nope. Shotgun head stamp. Good deal. On to the next beep. So I walked over a wonderful sounding 8081, dips as low as a 78, right there. And I'm gonna dig it, and I think I'm gonna have a coin. Wah, wah, wah. Nope, just a folded up piece of copper. Darn. On to the next beep. In this next hole, I had a pretty hit and miss kind of mid to high tone. It was really not that good. Went down and dug it and found a gorgeous suspender clip, I do believe. I'll get this cleaned up and have pics later, but I'll take that. It's been a slow day. On to the next beep. What I thought was a loud bunch of just junk sound. It sounded like big metal, honestly, like big iron falsing because it was so shallow, but that really looks like a coin, and it looks pretty big. I'm excited, but we'll see what it is. So it's definitely a coin, and I do think I see a wreath coming through on this side now that it's drying up. I think I got a large cent here, but let me clean it up a bit, just gently clean it up a bit and see what we've got. That, my friends, is a large cent. I think it's a maybe it's a matron head. But I will get better pictures at home, cleaned up. Just looking at it, oh boy, tough to say. I think it's 1835, maybe 40 or 55. Definitely ends in a 5, so yeah. A great find out in this farm field. Sorry, Dad, I know you're really jealous. And in this hole, it's really hard to follow up a large scent in Wisconsin, especially central Wisconsin, but this accordion reed is going to do its best. So this is like the 6th one of these that I pulled out of here. One of these days I'm just going to find an accordion. On to the next beep. More history being unearthed today. Out of this hole, I found this tiny little button, but you see that? That is an eagle. So I will get that home and do some research and figure out what I've just found. It is just tiny. On to the next beep. And in this hole, another one. I said I'm gonna make an accordion one of these days, or I'm gonna find one of the two. On to the next beep. And I'm almost to the car, just about to pick up my iron that I picked up out of here, and I get another good signal, and you can see it right there. That, my friends, is an Indian head scent. Give me one wiper. Through the viewfinder for you. Boy, it's tough to see. I want to say it's 1889, but I'll get a better look at it. Actually, let's party like it's 1899. There we go. If I get another good target, I'll film it, but I'm probably done for the day. Thanks for stopping by. Last hole before I get in the car. Another accordion reed. That's it for today. That is officially it for today. Thanks for stopping by. Well, I'd say that wraps it up for today's hunt. I know better than to get greedy, so it is very dark out, and yeah, we will be back here again. Hopefully they will, chop the rest of this corn down to nothing. Then I'll be able to swing a little better and maybe find some more stuff. And until then, stay safe, happy hunting, and thanks for stopping by.